What's going on, brother? You on live?
What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah, that brother up early in the morning. Be on posting live, man. I appreciate it.
Damn it. You know me as I
I appreciate it, man. What's going on?
Callum, I believe is listening. He might try and call in.
Okay.
Shortly.
Yeah, man. We want them to call in. Now, what we might do, because I know we was talking behind the scenes about doing something together. What we might do to accommodate the time difference and that we both could get promotion, maybe we push our show maybe a different day. We come in on a different day a little earlier and see if we could do it like that, you know, because this is our school, so we can do it anytime we want. So maybe we do cross the line on a different day. We still keep the Thursday, but when we do it with them brothers being at the in London or something, we do it on a different time frame so we can all get it in. What you think?
I think we could work it out, because after they catch this L, I don't want no complaints like they were tired or something.
Yeah, because that's what they're going to say. Oh, we didn't get no sleep. They had the home court advantage because they got some sleep. We start talking about that pantheism garbage or some shit.
That's
yeah.
what I like to hear.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to slap them around.
I'm all about the build. Let me first of all say big
Most high in Christ.
Taking the time out to sit down with us.
Yeah, man.
Again for the back at the Unity Conference. But again, you know, it's just about us building as a community, working out a couple different.
Yeah, that was a good interview too. You asked good questions,
Yeah.
Thank you, brother. Thank
you. You was definitely on point with them questions. Yeah,
come a bit sideways. We don't want to do the run of the mill thing. I know. Even though we're talking about doing this debate on the authenticity of God, and Abrahamic faiths, how beneficial are they to the black community? Those are the subjects.
What is okay? But what about their religion or whatever? I don't even know what they believe. I listened to what is okay? But what that name?
Hell yeah.
So we gonna spend about 20 minutes.
We know where you got it.
What about their religion or whatever? I don't even know what they believe. I listened to what is okay? But what that name?
Hell yeah.
So we gonna spend about 20 minutes.
We know where you got it.
What about their religion or whatever? I don't know what they believe. I listened to I'm like, if I slip up, they call him Sarah. He can't get mad because they so close together. You know, we say names fast. I'm not dragging that shit out. So, hey, Sarah.
So he loves City. And he loves the Irish. That's what you're telling me. That's what I learned about this man. Okay, no problem.
Yeah, man. So we're gonna have some fun with that.
I know you do your research. I know you're gonna be on this thing, yeah.
Right.
But remember, the subject matters are the subject matters. So besides the shots fired, those subjects still need to be covered. And hopefully as well, we're gonna get a good build out.
Listen.
Like how I want a nice lively dialogue. I want it to be a panel or whatever else.
But I got a question.
Black Ice TV's mission is to make sure that there's a good dialogue, that people get edified off of what's being said.
No, that's absolutely. But I got a question.
You know, the Callum and Sarah. know, I'm not even going to speak too tough on what they believe. I'm going to let that one come out in our pre-show. Yeah, you got can ask a couple questions.
Right.
Do your thing, but I don't want to speak to the brothers too.
Right.
But yeah, what was you going to ask, brother?
Okay, this is what I was going to ask. So now, is it strictly about the so-called Abrahamic faiths, or you understand, or is their belief system also going to be on trial? Like,
right, because that's what we want to know, what they believe in.
I want to make sure that
we're not Imam Bashir. Imam Bashir is not a good debater.
Right.
He was just on the defensive. We want to know what they believe in.
This is our thing, yeah. Just like how the format was in that, everyone will get a chance to lay out their premise unimpeded before we get into the dialogue of back and forth. So again, and like I told Bashir and I told them guys, that's the time for everybody to lay out exactly what they believe or what they're holding up as a standard. And if we're talking about Abrahamic faith, yeah, then obviously you're allowed to ask, what do you think then should be replaced?
Okay, but here's the right, but I want to add. I got you, but what I want to what I want to add and what Kadazai is saying is that the premise can't just, like, the debate topic can't just be about us. It has to, they have to be willing to put theirs on the line in the debate topic. So it ain't something where, what I saw last night, see, I'm better than Bashir. I'm super smart. Big up the General Muhammad. He taught me real well how to battle. No, we ain't big enough Bashir.
We ain't bigging him up.
Now, my point is, he asked, yeah, no sweat. Listen, do your job. Do your job. Do your due diligence. But what I'm saying is, I saw Bashir ask that cat about his belief, and that cat sat in there and said, I don't have to tell you because my religion says I don't. He's not going to do that with us.
Yeah,
he has to put his on the forefront.
It was going to be an easy ride like that. And again, based on us saying about the Abrahamic faith, again, for the short and sweet answer of it, I would say let's compare that, or if you want to bring something to the table, it's going to be African spiritual system, because I think part of the conversation is going to have to be about showing a chronological order of where things came from. And again, we're weighing up the pros and cons.
Right. So we need to see, if he's pantheism, we need to see the pros and cons. He need to lay out the pros and cons of pantheism. I never have a problem with nobody attacking what we believe, but you got to give us a replacement. You got to say, okay, don't believe this.
We definitely going to make that happen.
No sweat. I just want to lay it out. And, you know, they can, no sweat. And make sure Sarah check it out. And when Sarah see it and listen to the show, Sarah got to defend himself. You know what I mean? Sarah should be pretty good, right, Sarah?
Yeah, Sarah's cool.
Yeah, that ain't. Hey, sorry, y'all. That ain't in the Bible.
But I'm starting to think that he got turned out when he came to New York.
Yeah, listen, I knew Kalam got turned out because he kept bigging up Timo. Remember, it was me, you, Polite, Kalam, Red Pill. We was all at Polite crib, right? And he talk about that. Timo, Cyrus, I'm in Rock Squad in the building.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And stuff like that.
Gift spoiled his heart.
Yeah,
that's
he got spoiled. So we need to know. So Kalam, we got to know what you rolling with. Listen, you my man, 50 grand. I drove you. We drove him home with us after it was over. Remember we took him to the hotel?
We drove
took him to the
hitched a
hotel.
ride.
He gave him a ride from New York.
Hey, peace. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Soda Man. Mute
Oh,
up.
what's that? Was a recording?
We just listening to this recording first to set the tone. Don't worry, bro. It's
Oh,
just
yeah, because I'm sitting up there responding to this shit. You know what I mean?
Jersey. I need to know what the fuck you
You was there when I clown Reggie?
Yeah.
Cool.
And
We definitely on someone. We can have a chat.
Listen, tell him this ain't nothing he's ever experienced in his life.
And listen, no hard feelings after.
Yeah, tell Sarah we'll be cool.
Come on.
Maybe he'll make me call him Sarah.
I doubt it.
That shit just sounds retarded. That's a retarded ass name. Like nobody even calls Sarah Sutansetti Sarah Sutansetti.
They
They call him
Seti.
Setti because nobody wants to say Sarah.
Nobody calling him golf.
I would be ashamed to be called Sarah. Sarah? Come on, man.
The mother of many nations.
Listen, you guys are funny. You guys are definitely woken me up now, like 4 in the morning.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You call the right show, B.
I apologize, people. I don't know what's going on with this sound right now.
B.
Listen, this is going to be a big discussion.
Yeah.
Either way. So
I'm going to make a clip of it.
We're going to work out what
Yeah.
We're going to give the UK
Somebody said free Sarah. Yeah. Hey, no sweat, man. I'm gonna edit this clip. I'm gonna edit this clip for you, and I'm gonna send it to you so you can send it to Sarah and Kalam. So I'm get their shit together. We want to know what they believe. They got to go on trial, like y'all try to put us on trial. Tell them get ready.
That's cool.
All right.
No doubt, most definitely.
Yo, people, I don't know what's going on with this video right now. It's just freezing up. Always the way, always the way. But I know people are hearing most of what's been going on. I did want to finish playing this video, but for some reason it just wants to keep freezing.
Again, fellas, gentlemen, big up for the opportunity.
Nah, yeah, big up to you, man. Yeah, man.
They link up thing.
Yeah, big up to you.
For more conversations.
I hope so too. Yeah, me too.
As well as other future discussions. That's the point of this.
Right.
And again, I want use lot on shows where we're not doing the run of the mill talk.
Right. We can do something a little more different.
Think of them ideas, because again, you got family out here.
Damn right.
This ISUPK movement, we're seeing them a lot more on the road.
Damn right.
Clearly, something's going on. Yeah.
All right, people, listen, I don't know what's going on with this video. Yeah, it's chopping up. We've heard most of what was said. Yeah, so again, without further ado, let's go into this show now. We got some of the ex-panel members from the Bashir debate. We're joined by our brother Imam Bashir again. We got our brother Tahaka Bey. The person who you may not have seen on the panel last time is our brother Konsu from Team Osiris. He's joining us today. But again, you know, where do we start? Let me start with Solomon, because I know you was already responding to the video. What's going on, Solomon? Were you there?
We need to.
Hey, what's good?
Look, now I don't want it to play. Now it's playing. What the fuck?
Can all live by.
But you want to finish listening to it, or what?
No. We're gonna stop that. Let's get into this conversation. Yeah, Solomon, I know you got an opinion. I know you're keeping track of what's been going on. You know, what's your thoughts on what's going on? And again, we're gonna go to Bashir as well, because for people that don't know, that night I was talking to ISUPK on the phone on their show. Imam Bashir was already on the show battling them, having his own little back and forth and whatever. So he was present live in the building listening to that as well. But yeah, what are you saying, Solomon? Introduce yourself to the people.
Hey, what's good, y'all? You know, I go by the name of Solomon, and yeah, I mean, from their perspective, I guess they're trying to say that, yeah, we could, you know, we're going to put our beliefs on the table to be critiqued, but at the same time, you know, Sarah or whoever they're debating has to put their perspectives. And he was in the chat room, or he was on a panel when Bashir was having the discussion with Sarah, or the debate, and that wasn't the case. And then I came in and asked him a question about his belief, and it was easily dismantled. It wasn't really. So that's kind of what Tazariot is saying. Like there's no way. It's all different types of battles going on in debating. You know, obviously you're trying to win your talking point, or you got a perspective that you're trying to push that you feel as though is a better solution than what the other person's trying to push. But then there's also a debate within the debate, who's going to be on the offense the most. Because when you're on the offense the most, then you could kind of, it's easier to corner the person. So by the mere fact that you go into a debate where there's no, okay, what you believe or whatever you have being put on the table to be critiqued, that means that you're constantly on offense. So really, I already lost the debate, because it's like, you know, I got to play defense the whole time. And really, if you don't get me, that doesn't necessarily mean that you lost either, though. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, that's what he's saying. He's saying that, well, if I'm going to put my Israel doctrine on the table, you got to put what you believe on the table.
I hear you. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I played the clip, to show that, you know, them man legitimately made that clear. But again, on that tape, you hear me clearly say as well, you know, them guys associate with African spiritual systems. Yeah, there's, you know, you will have an opportunity in that second part to obviously come with your opinion of, if it's not about the Abrahamic faiths, what then is the replacement? And again, I want to tell the people, because again, there was a bit of back and forth going on Facebook that led to the breakdown of this debate. But long before that, I want to let the people know the timeline of events. After that show, where you hear everything fine, and again, the part that was missing, that's cracking up still, that I still would like you to play, or I'm going to share it on my Facebook. So go find it and listen to it yourselves, yeah? I actually say to Tazaria, look, I'm going to tell the public that we're going to go ahead with this debate, yeah, the next morning. And, you know, for England, when I was on that show, that's 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I came straight off, and I know many of the listeners and people out there, they saw the coming soon debate flyer. Yeah, with the topics, yeah, the potential topics, let's say like that. Yeah, because again, it was a prequel flyer, just coming soon, no date, just a general hit up, which again, I read out on the show to them guys. I told them what it was going to be about. They knew this before making their point about what they wanted to defend. So, you know, I'm still at a loss to see where the problem would be. Where's the real breakdown in this debate not happening? And again, you know, for me, I'm the moderator. So as you're saying, there's various battles going on Solomai within it, people trying to win their argument. But for me, I'm just a person trying to organize this sit down. And again, I've told them I want it to spark a bigger conversation. So from that perspective, my hands are clear. That's how I see it. But I'm having to do this show because, again, I was told on Facebook by Tazaria that, you know, Black Eyes TV has misled the people and, you know, I have no integrity. Hence why I had to just pull this show together. And also, me and Sarah did a show on his channel. You can go and check that out on Sarah's channel.
Why did he say that?
Well, this is where I'm at a loss. That's why I thought, let me set the tone on this show, play this clip of me going on there and
what is he accusing you of?
Misleading the people.
How?
In some way. That's what I'm still waiting to hear. And again, you know, as the moderator and the person that was organizing the debate, immediately, as soon as there was a breakdown in communication, which again, I got to stress is like 4 days on from that radio show time. Yeah. I'm trying to phone Tazaria. I'm trying to contact him and he's not picking up the phone. He's talking to me in text. And again, to go back in time, directly after that show, as I said, I put up the flyer. I sent him the flyer first for his approval. I told him, share it out. There was no issue. There was no, wait, stop. Something's on there that I don't like. Blah, 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 blah. It took him 2 days to respond to me to where he reaffirmed his position, which you heard them both say on their show about, yeah, we need to know what the guys think, what they believe in. And I calmly...
What was on the flyer? What was on the flyer?
On the flyer, it was...
What was the topic?
On the flyer was, the first topic was the authenticity of God, like the first debate. And the second point was, are Abrahamic faiths good for Black people? And this was the part where, as you hear them on the radio show, you know, which is well in their right to say, look, at this point, we don't just want us to be on trial. So we want a proviso that says that we can go for what you're talking about, innit? We can talk about whatever spiritual systems you guys are holding to, as in Callum and Sarah. Now, I got to stress in the back chat, it took Tazaria 2 days after getting that flyer to finally get back to me and say, oh yeah, by the way, don't forget, I need to know what them guys think. In which case I text. Yeah, and again, I don't like to do this personal exposure thing, but I can screenshot my messenger with him where I've texted him, right, for the second question, we're going to add the proviso in that if Abrahamic faiths don't work, then what will we be replacing it with? Which again would then in turn give Tazariak and Qatazar the chance to come back at Sarah and Callum with their Kemetic science, their African spiritual systems, and put those things on trial. And this,
but that's not really, I think what he's trying to say, what Tazariak's trying to say is that that's not really telling you what, because I gotta study your shit before I come on there and critique.
Well, how many debates? Hold up, Solomai. How many debates? But in fact, let me ask this one question, and let's bring in everyone to start talking. Yeah? But
Black guys, you understand what I'm saying though? Like no, I gotta know before I study. I gotta know what you believe. So right. How that's worded, that's not really giving me the enough tools to do the research. You feel me?
brother, you know what? I said to them on their show, and you know what happened in between? I was on Sarnetta's show as well, where I called in one of his shows. I'm telling him about the debate. He's asking me, what does Sarah and Callum, hold to? I'm saying again, African spiritual systems and Kemetic science. Yeah. Now, let's not be silly about this. We've seen Tazaria many times battling all sorts of guys out here on the streets, mostly Kemetic. Yeah. So, he knows what time it is.
But no, listen to what I'm saying, right?
Titans TV, has he not?
In a debate, in a debate, like a organized debate. Now, in the streets, he has the advantage because there's a whole lot of other dichotomies that plays into that thing. So, but in a debate where, okay, you're speaking for 15 minutes and I'm speaking for 15 minutes and everybody's listening to me and can't nobody cut me off, it has to be, I would have to know what he believes. I would have to study that, because I can't go up there and say, well, how you worded the whole thing is like, well, me asking the question like, well, what do you believe in? What do you think the solution is? Of course, he's going to have some written thing down there. He's going to say, well, the Kemetic science, and da. So on the fly, I'm going to have to try to figure out a way to combat that. I think what he was asking for is, let me know what you believe. Now, African spiritual systems is hundreds of thousands of African spiritual systems. Well, and again, Kemetic sciences, that's kind of vague.
Solomon, remember, you heard me on the show of the clip I just played again, where I said, look, there's going to have to be a part where them man explain what they believe in, give the chronological order to what they believe in, and why it's going to be a better fit than the Abrahamic faith. Like I felt like I laid
was that at the debate, at the time of the debate, or was that a pre-debate?
No, this is like the next morning. He's contacted me. By the next day, he sent me a message to say, look, I got a problem. Just remember not even I got a problem. Just remember that we want to know, just like you're stating, what them guys adhere to. Yeah. And then I responded with my, amendment saying, look, this is what I'm going to add in, which will allow for the dialect to go back and forth, in the sense that you guys will get to put them on trial with whatever they're bringing to the table. Yeah, I don't know what else more I can do, besides that. But before you respond more, hold on. Before you respond more, let's bring in everyone else. Ponsu, unmute your mic, brother. Bashir, big up. Who wants to speak first? Let me bring Bashir first. Bash.
Peace, family. Assalamu alaikum to the people. It's your brother Bashir Abdul Haq, aka the babyface Imam, in the building. Yeah, what I'm gonna say real quick is like I'm in agreement, in general with Solo on that one. And just for the simple fact that, they're gonna play the running game anyway, UPK. They was trained that way, to play the running game, to have these very loud speakers and claim victory on everything they do. So they're very systematic on, not really having debates, and discussions, but I do understand that they did want something very specific, so that they can, attack. Essentially, that's just what it is. They want something to attack and not something just so generalized.
I feel you.
And now I know this is going to go into the discussion we're going to have later in regards to the conversation that or the debate that I had with Sarah. But this is going to kind of be along that lines, because I heard the title of what you was trying to structure with Tazariak and them, and the first part was the authenticity of God. Now, a lot of people, it probably went over some people's head. A lot of people's head it didn't go over when I was having the discussion, because anytime we have such a discussion, such as the authenticity of God, this is not a religious, a direct religious debate. You know, from my perspective, for example, it wasn't the authenticity of Allah, you know, and Islam. It was just the authenticity of God. But what's God? God is the supreme creator, etc., etc. And, you know, knowing that Sarah describes to pantheism, you know, I brought that out from the beginning, and there was no answers and no response to that. But, you know, I'm going to get deeper into, you know, that on the latter part of the conversation. But as far as, you know, the UPK goes, you know, I think they wanted something very direct, you know, to be put on there. And I don't think they got that. So, you know, of course, they was going to backtrack on that very easily. You know, so if you go back to the table and you propose something else that's direct, you know.
That's the key element. And that's where we're starting to get into the evidence of the cowardice of ISUPK, because I made a proposal, not 2 weeks later, not 10 days later, not 5 days later, 2 days. Yeah, not even 2 days, should I say, a day and a bit before, as I said, to Zaria, after seeing that original prequel flyer go out, and his response was to edit that radio interview, phone call interview, and put that up on Facebook. So again, remember, he knows I'm circulating that prequel flyer. It's not the final flyer. Yeah. He's circulating his video of me talking on his show. I've texted him after he's responded to me and said, look, you know what, Rich, don't forget, I need to know what them guys are on. I have proposed something to him. Yeah, as the moderator of the debate. I'm not debating it. I don't have a stake in it, but I have proposed something to him. He hasn't responded. 2 days have gone by. Yeah, 3 days almost. Yeah, no response. Then suddenly Sarah decides to do a video at my behest of saying, yeah, go on, do a video, promote it to the people, and then suddenly all mayhem breaks loose and we're misleading the people and we're lying. That don't make sense to me. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. We didn't even have an actual time and date set. So that's a bit crazy to me. You know what I'm saying, brother? Brother Konsu, unmute your mic. Speak on it, brother, from what you've heard so far. I know me and you been talking in the back chat as well, and then we're going to bring in my brother Tahaka Bay.
Yeah, peace, everybody. Peace to the panel. All the good brothers, good friends with everybody on the panel. Yeah, you know, as far as ISUPK goes, they're very limited in how they argue certain points, and that's where they're very discriminative on the subject matter. I think that based on the broadness of the subject matter, it's going to be a broad topic anyway. The premise, I mean, we're talking about debate rules. The person's premise would have to be put on the table anyway, whether they're pro or con. That's a pretty feeble attempt to say, well, we can't move forward with a debate. And based on the context of the argument, it had nothing to do with the actual subject matter of the debate. That wouldn't have affected the integrity of the debate. I think that, you know, the pettifogging, you know, picking over small, meaningless topics really just don't justify the action. Either you're going to take the debate or you're not. I think that ISUPK clearly backed out. And they do this all the time. This isn't nothing new for Cesario. He only debates on one platform, and that's House of Consciousness. He's not going to debate in any other format, and when he does, it has to be in his environment. So he's not going to do that, and he won't see that. And, you know, as far as the past debate or discussion with Sarah and Brother Bashir, I really thought Brother Bashir did a better job of holding serve to the topic at hand, because his faith was being questioned and cognate to the topic. And I felt like, you know, Imam Bashir does deal with a complex form of Islam that if you do not study Islam, You may not understand the underlying principles to be able to refute his type of Islam. So I think that had Brother Sarah maintained more of a debate demeanor, he would have been able to get to the crux of the argument. And I just think that that's where it fell short. It doesn't mean that Sarah isn't capable. It's just that I think that his strategy was ill-fated. But yeah, that's what I have to say, bro.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. I hear you. And brother Tahaka Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got my brother Kansu in the building. Man, I gotta keep it live, man. I gotta keep it live, man. I ain't seen my brother in a minute. Suleiman, what's up? I gotta keep it live. I gotta keep it live. I gotta keep it live, brother. Huh? Get out of there. Let me get him right. Come on, man. Let's get him right. Come on, man. Come on, UK. I'm the boy you gonna remember. Come on, UK. Where you at? Check it out. If you a friend of the Moors, then you's a friend of mine. I was told to watch my enemies that hold my line. Those who speak against the prophet, they speak against me. And I'm speaking about the prophet over Drew Ali. Huh? Yeah. What? Hold up, black guys. Let me get him right. You need to be tripping off that. But here we go again, acting like you a slave. The same people taught Europeans how to bathe. And look at that women buying European hair. No love for self, but do the men really care? Hell no, cause they got a love for Europe. Whole generation chasing pills, weed, and syrup. Yeah, they love Norm Yachty, Tucci, Gucci, Kodak, Amigo, Ross, Boosie. But where the love for the woman look like your mother, I guess they say it's all black. Now Cypher, I be that one you gonna remember, huh? Hey man, huh? Tahaka Bay front line till the law call my number. What's up, man? I just felt like doing that.
What's good, brother? What's good? Speak to the people, brother. Let them hear what your opinion is.
I just felt like doing it, man. Hey, first and foremost, I give praise to the great God of the universe, Allah. I give honor to his noble, illustrious prophet Noble Drew Ali. And I definitely give honor to Black Ice TV and Richie, all of those in the chat, my brother Suleiman Bashir, as well as my good OG, Kansu. Man, look, man, shout out to Sarah too. And ISUPK. Well, brother, you know, I gotta keep it 100. I gotta keep it 100. First of all, I want to ask you, and I always like to try to clarify the question before I even address with the answer. So, brother Richie, what was the debate? What was the title of the debate? I'm gonna keep it short. Islam.
Well, again, it was quite simple. The basic premise that I originally texted to Zaria was the authenticity of God, part 1, yeah, and part 2 was are Abrahamic faiths good for black people? Yeah, that was my initial text. I didn't add on. I didn't put no, airs and graces on it at that point. I sent that to him. He said, yeah, cool. All right, we can do something. I said 2-on-2, you and Captain Katazar against Sarah and Callum. He was loving that. He jumped for it straight away. There was no resistance.
I got you. Brother Richie. So the second part was Abrahamic religion good for what?
For black people.
Family. Let me say this, man. I love ISUPK. Make no mistake about it. Brother, I love their tenacity. I love their energy. I got the same type of energy. For real. Tazayak is one of my favorite Hebrew brothers. Brother, you asking a question to a group of brothers with a European riding shotgun. Brother, I'm not saying this as a stab. I'm not saying this as a shot. Brother, we can play with this thing all we want. See, one thing about me, I'm gonna get straight to it. Brother, if we can have a conversation about Abrahamic religion, good for quote unquote our people, brother, you can't bring they already know the battle is half won because you brought a European to a battle in a topic that doesn't even relate to him. And that's just what it is. I mean, I love Tazariah, and this is no shot. It's the fact of the matter. Secondly, brother, you know, you got to understand that when your only source of information is the Bible, you know, you need more sources. And your only source of information, and this is not a shot, I'm just keeping 100. When your only source of information is the Bible, you can't go anywhere. You can't wiggle. You ain't got no wiggle room. You know, yeah. It's not. Go get something to eat. Go get something to eat. I gotta give it to the people. That's my son. You don't have a lot of wiggle room when, okay, you got somebody like Sarah, he's going to be pulling some sources. You got somebody like Kalam from Titans TV, you know what I mean? That guy, he's going to be pulling sources. And then the only thing you got is Deuteronomy chapter 14, something. Go to turn, read. That's all you, bro. It was lost before it started, brother. So don't be too upset about it. It was lost before it started. Now, and if you want to talk about social debate, debating the social plight of our people and the economic plight, that might be good, but not that topic right there. That's not a good one. That's just me. And I love ISUPK. I definitely do, Tazari. I do. But that you can't bring a European to an Asiatic, so-called black African battle. You can't do it. It don't work like that. Anyway,
I don't have the explosion, but gunshot. Yeah.
I don't mean any disrespect, but I mean they can look at him and say, you know what I mean? Well, he's Puerto Rican. I see a European, and most everybody see a European, and you bringing a European to an Asiatic or quote unquote Africans, quote unquote black battle. It's not gonna work. Not on it. This is Black Ice TV. It ain't gonna work.
Knife to a gunfight, pen to a text.
It's not gonna work.
Speak on it, Solomon. What's the response there? What are you saying?
Well, I mean, well, the brother calls himself a Native American. You know, from what I've been Puerto Rican. So, you know, I just keep it there. I'm not gonna tell him what he is. And now but with that being said, I would if he was walking down the street, I would say that's a white boy. But just based off of the appearance. So, but sometimes the appearance doesn't necessarily constitute what the person actually is. So he's saying that he's Puerto Rican or Native American, whatever the case may be. Okay, well, you know, I just, you know.
Listen, why do you see this is what I'm saying? It starts to get sticky when you start talking about that 12 part, because anything goes with that. Yeah, I saw Sarnell once try and have a sit down with a few Hebrew camps to talk about that 12 tribe chart, and it was just confusion. It was confusion for me personally.
But speak on what the brother said real quick, right? I want to say something about what brother Tarka Bay was speaking on. Now the title kind of falls in line with, you know, because I agree with what he said, that the Hebrews, they stick to the Bible. They don't really go outside of the Bible. But the title kind of falls in line with all those answers all the answers to what was being asked in the title can be answered through the Bible, as far as the authenticity of God and are Abrahamic faiths good for black people. Like, yeah, they would have to go to the Bible to answer that anyway. They don't have to get an outside source to answer those questions. So, you know, but I do agree with what he's saying, that they have to get out. I believe that they have to get out the Bible on some cases, but not with that particular title.
Well, we're forgetting the elephant in the room as well. Like, them man don't even identify with no Africans. So you're talking about black people, but you've just cut off one fat chunk of fucking black people. So I don't know, just coming from that perspective, how constructive do you think you really are for black people if you've just cut off the main source of black people on the planet? Like, anyone speak on that? Please don't leave.
That's what I was saying earlier. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Once you start using rationale, you start using reasoning, and you look at the Bible for what it is, because that's going to be their source of information. There's going to be a conflict, because clearly you got a black man, Captain Tazariak, who clearly looks like a black man, not anyone from the area that Hebrews reside. He looks like he's from America. Then you have a Latin Hispanic, which is the equivalent of a European or a Eurasian, that is masquerading around as a Hebrew. This is obvious, and it's going to be a moot point when we start getting into sources, sciences, and facts. It's just going to be a moot point.
Hey, that's why, man, I respect and I honor my brother Khonsu, because it's not a shot fired thing. It's just the fact of the matter. You know, we may even know somebody like that personally and say, well, you know, well, whatever. He say it's fine, whatever. But when you go before the people and somebody just click on your channel, they're gonna say, what? You can't be serious. That's brother. Look, I'm serious, man. I don't want to turn this into a mudslinging on ISUPK, but I'm just talking about from a layman's perspective. Sometimes we got to step down off our high conscious horse and say, hold up. If I just seen that for the first time, I click on Black Ice TV and I'm looking at the title of the debate, the Abrahamic religions for quote unquote black people. What has it done, or what can it do? And you just click on. You know, this is not a shot fire. Somebody click on, be like, hold up. Black Ice might be a little bit. What's going on with this channel right here? Because that's clearly a European. Now we look at this. We speaking about 125th. You know, Tazariak might lose his mind, say cross the line. But whether we cross the line or not, it's still a European debating a topic that does not concern him. That's what the public says.
Yo, peace to the king, to Hawker going in like that. Because that's real talk though, because you know, for real, like we you know, New York City, we see Puerto Ricans all day, every day, and they be pale as shenanigans. However, you could tell a Puerto Rican, you could tell a real light Indian, a real light Arab, you know, but this dude, you will say white boy, you know what I mean? Like, we can distinguish clearly what a white boy is, and that boy Cortazar is a white boy trying to be black, and the ISUPK just bring them in their clinches because they want to, you know, they want a genocide on the black body for real. They want him to be with black women, because they want to create white babies, man. That's just real talk on the low. But so Cortazar, you know, he should sit the hell down. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, he's not a light-skinned Indian. He's not a light-skinned Puerto Rican. He's not a light-skinned Cuban. He's not even a light-skinned African. He's not even, you know, the white man bloodline is inside my family. His phenotype is caveman. He looked like the damn Neanderthal that you will see in the museums that show where white people came from. Like, that's what he looked like. You know what I'm saying? So it's like ISUPK is always on the attack with things like that, man. But, you know, they just barbaric Christians. That's all they are anyway. You know what I'm saying? They barbaric Christians. And when you really get into those scriptures and you really get into the book on what they so-called believe, I mean, these guys are talking about Jesus in the sky and he's going to be coming back, you know, flying and, you know, saving the world when he come back. You know what I'm saying? So this is the mentality that we're dealing with, which actually goes to show that they're not even qualified to even represent, you know, Abrahamic faith, because they don't even know what the hell they're talking about. You know, so I would personally, you know, love to see a real discussion, a real debate as it pertains to, you know, scripturally. You could stay in the damn Bible scripturally as to, you know, what they believe on this Jesus coming back, etc. And then and I just want to break this down, you know, real quick. When we look at this thing called the Bible, it's just facts that in the scripture itself, it never ordains the Bible to be something from God, the Bible in totality. You understand? So you have the Torah, you have the book of Psalms, you have the gospel. You know, these compilations are supposed to be, you know, books that were sent, whether you believe it or not, books that were sent to these men that held it. So, you know, Moses brought the Torah, Jesus brought gospel, etc. Nobody was ordained to bring the Bible. Then when you look further into the study of what is called the Bible, you see that there are 72 books that isn't one Bible, and then another Bible has 66 books. And then you will see them attach what they call the Apocrypha with the scriptures that is called the Bible. So these guys are all over the place and don't even understand that the book has certainly been tampered with all day, every day anyway. And yeah, this is my opportunity I'm taking to put my damn boot on their neck real quick, because, you know, they always try to brody the people with their microphones. They don't give the people a chance to, you know, really step up and have a profound discussion in terms of, you know, discussions or debates. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the UPK really, in all reality, is just a good show of having wearing these, you know, pretty cool looking jewelry, superheroes. You know, they Power Rangers minus the power behind them. So they give you a good show. But in reality, they have some good talk, you know, as it pertains to the black community. There's no question about that. You know, but you could get that from anywhere. But once they start, you know, putting in their scriptures with, you know, the black struggle, then you find that they're making separations with black people. Although they do not do any genetic testing, they don't even follow their bloodline, you know, and can say, well, my grandfather claimed to be this, and his father claimed to be this, or my grandmother claimed to be this, etc. It only begins when they walk through the door with this fake damn 12 charts of Israel that they made up. You know, does not apply anywhere on the damn planet. It's fake as hell. That's just the reality. And I'm sorry to even say that, but it just is what it is. It's fake. It's not real. He's all right, but he's not real. Period.
I see Solomon's got my video queued up with them, yeah. So
yeah, I want to do something real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Also,
y'all can see me?
Go.
Hold on a second. I got a share screen. I want to just show a picture of Katazai real quick. And y'all see it? Can y'all see the picture?
Yeah. You see the picture, people? Yeah, that's from Black Ice TV. If you want to go and see an interview with them and understand why they respect me, why I have a mutual respect for them, this is an interview that I did with them at Sarnetta's Unity Conference. That's what he's highlighting.
So y'all calling this interview?
Solar's about to show us Cro-Magnon Man. Solar's about to show us Cro-Magnon Man.
Like, all right, so y'all say he don't pass for you know, Latino or Native American, or y'all saying that he looks like a white dude? This what I'm getting?
That's what I believe the other panel members are intimating.
Here go another picture of him right here.
Man, the brother look, man, I already said the brother, good goodness gracious, stop a law. The European look like a bike rider, man. They look just like a bike rider. Like he just got off his arm.
Hell's Angels, talk.
Let me stop, right? Because I don't want to turn this, because I like Zodiac, man. I really like his energy and all that, man. But I'm just saying, for the sake of this conversation, he got to stay home. He just got to stay home.
Well, I think he broke down his lineage. I think he said he had he's like got Irish or something like that on one side, and the other side was his father's side was had Indian, I believe. So according to the doctrine,
the gorilla Hebrew does not look like a white boy. You could tell gorilla Hebrew
But
got
but
that
that's
black.
hold on, wait. That's
He's-
because hold on, wait. That's because his father is black. He's not saying that his father is black. He's saying that his father was Indian.
Bro, he does listen. Gorilla Hebrew, love him, cool brother. Met him, tidy, but he looks like a white boy as well. If we're gonna talk about,
Oh my God!
let's keep it real. No,
I'm not gonna let you do that. No, he don't look like no white boy.
We saw the debate.
Gorilla Hebrew don't look like a white boy.
Look,
Gorilla Hebrew don't look like a white boy, yo. I don't know in the UK if y'all don't have different. I don't know how many different type of ethnic groups you have over there, but over here we would say Gorilla Hebrew was a Puerto Rican or something.
You know what? If you want to call him a Puerto Rican or whatever, but to me, outside of that beard, I think if I shaved off that beard off of his face, he's gonna look more white boy than anything else. And that's not even a shot fired again. I'm just looking at the phenotype in front of my eyes, and that's what I believe in it. Same thing with Cutters. If I shave off that gingery beard,
gingery. Well, you had to put that adjective on it.
What's going on?
Yo, that's good. Because he do look like Katazai does look like the white Jesus. That's for sure.
No, some real shit. He look like he's like Irish. Like he look like he's Irish. That's what he kind of come across.
Yeah, of the Scottish British Empire, that Irish, of course.
Listen.
Yeah, so but he's saying that his father was Indian or whatever. So who am I to say? I'm gonna know like who am I to say that he is lying? Like what is he lying about his father? I don't know.
All right. Listen. We can focus on Cutters all day long.
Hold on. Listen, real quick.
Hold on. Before we go into something else, Monica from Dagger Squad, has been asking in the chat room. She's been saying, well, what would be a good structured debate, or based on what you're saying, Solomon, and even what you were saying, Iman, what, and you can chime in on this as well, Tahaka, what would be a good question based on what they're saying from that interview? Like, we need to know what's going on. How would you want the question to be structured, or how would you think they want the question to be structured to make a good debate?
All right, but before y'all go on that, I just want to say this last thing about Coxside, because if they can, no, for real. Because if they could bang on Africans, if they could bang on Africans, bang on that black nation, then we got a right to bang on Kataza. Period. Point blank and period. If they can call Africans stinky, dirty feet Africans and belittle them and play them, then we got a right to challenge Kataza and challenge his lineage, because those African people we know come from a black line. That's a black bloodline that we term as being black. You know what I'm saying? So this guy is questionable. At the very least, we're going to have to say he's questionable no matter what he say. The white man always lying about who he is, what he is. He always lying. You know what I'm saying? Take white Jesus back and put black Jesus back where he need to be and get rid of white Jesus. Then the UPK be all right.
All right, I hear you. But now, back to my question. What would be the question or the debate topics? Remember, the first question is already set. The authenticity of God. They're into religion. They hold faith in God. So that one was set. There was no argument over that. But how's that second question supposed to be structured to allow for them not to do this cowardice move and run away? How could that avoid? Like, tell Black Eyes TV, Richard, how I structured it better in the first place. Even though, again, it was a prequel flyer. Nothing was set in stone. They heard about it. 2 days went by. Everything was cool. You're sharing out the flyer, you're making clips, everything's great and groovy. I'm sending you the revised questions, no response. But you're then saying, people got misled. So talk to me. What's the question? How's this shit supposed to be designed? Because again, remember, the door's open for ISUPK. Like, if they watch this, besides all the shots fired, and I know they're gonna probably go in on their little radio station tomorrow and do their thing. And say what they're saying, and they're the Starsky and Hutch of the Hebrew world, isn't it? Like, I feel them, that they're funny. But how is this going to be structured to where there shouldn't be a beef? Tell me, advise me, Tahaka.
Yeah. Okay.
I think in reality, like I said, I didn't want this to be coming to attack on the European, but I'm just saying as it relates to the title, I don't think he's fit for that specific title. So because I say that, I think the alternative would be something on the lines, your way of life, which would be Hebrew Israelite versus the way of life that Sarah and my brother Kalam subscribe to, which is better for our people. Now that could be different. You see what I'm saying? Because if you're going to let Europeans into the fold, you can't make it about a race. You can't put a race card and then you understand what I'm saying? That just how it go. So it got to be something that is neutral.
You have to, in order to have that argument, you got to prove that he's European, though.
No. The people going to see that he's European. I ain't proving it. People, I'm talking about from the perspective, because it's going to throw the debate off. You know what I'm saying? That's what people.
You're right, though. You're right as far as with the appearance. It's going to, as soon as I click on it, if I didn't know who he was, I'm like, yeah.
I don't know what he is, and it's not my concern. But my concern is that if I'm going to sit on a panel with a debate and we're debating something as it relates to our people, and I clearly see a European, you can tell me what you want. I know a European when I see a European. You're not going to pee in my face and tell me it's raining. No, I'm going to punch in your face because you peed on me. Anyway, the point of the matter is, it's a European, and that's what the public going to see. So I don't think that'll be a good topic for that, because what the public see. You see, now, so the alternative would be the Hebrew Israelite way of life versus Sarah. Now, that fits right into the scope of when Tazariak asked them for what you believe in. And now you can challenge what they believe in and what's more practical for the people, as opposed to what you believe in and what's more practical for the people. And there you go. Done deal.
Well, I think what ISUPK was looking for was more so the title in which you said, and then on the flip side, you know, something involving, if it's pantheism that the brother Sarah believes, I think that needed to be inculcated somewhere within the title. So
yeah, that's why I've texted though, brother, and said, if not Abrahamic faith, what are we replacing it with? In which case, Callum and Sarah was due to lay out their premise, innit? Like, but he never responded back to that shit.
Yeah, because I think you should
and the people them to know.
I think you should connect with.
Wait, Solomon. Let me just say this. I need everyone to understand that this has been communicated. Like, I'm with you guys when you're saying, look, we need to tighten the screw to get to a point where they feel like they know what they can attack in it. We heard Tazariak's opinion in the Bashir Sarah debate where he said, you know, he's not telling you what he thinks. He even spoke to you directly, Solomon, where he's saying, yeah, look, he's not telling you, Solomon. He's just being blatant. He doesn't care. He doesn't have to tell you. That's what he's telling you. So he heard what he needed to hear. He took in the information. I texted him this question, but he never got back to me. And then he's somehow lost it and started talking about misdirection and, you know, no intent.
Yeah, because that's what it sounds like. It sounds like
no, how can that be? How can that be if you receive something? Listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying. Cool.
He wants you to present to him what this man believes. Like, it's kind of vague. So it's like kind of like it would give him room to do what he did when I began to question him. I ain't really got to tell you what I believe. I don't show my belief. That's not the situation that Tazariak wants to be in. So what he wants you to do is connect with Sarah and say, well, give me a list of things that you believe within the context of pantheism, if that's what the label he want to fall under, so I could present it to Tazariak. That's what he kind of wanted.
Yeah, and that part I gotta agree with. That's real. I don't think in this case, you know, it's a case of them trying to duck and hide, because on the show he basically explained that. You know what I'm saying?
And did I not explain it back and say?
I understand what you're trying to say, but you forgot that he's saying, listen, you have to bring this, like Soto was saying. I mean, that's just real. You have to bring.
Hold on. I gotta ask the chat room now, because I tell you what, you was on the show, so you heard me speaking to them and explain something, yeah.
But Black Guys, it's not you though. It's not you. It's really Sarah.
No, but that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. There's a difference between you having a problem with your combatant, but you working out before you've even got in the ring what the rules are. And that's the point of this. Yeah, they were given that option. Yeah, that look, this can be added, and can I have your feedback to approve what I've stated, which is if Abrahamic faiths aren't running, then what is replacing it? That was my proviso to try to combat that. And I never got a response. So I just need you guys to understand that. Besides everything, I never got a response to that. But somehow we've reached this point where there's no debate now. And as I said, people are trying to talk about misleading the people and promoting something different. So yeah, you understand? I just want you to really.
I don't think you misled the people neither, because it was a clear establishment that a conversation and discussion was going to go down. So it was like, you know, they did prematurely cut it off, you know, because it could have been further talks, because I mean, that was the initial conversation, you know, on that show that night. That was the initial conversation.
But dig the move, because I understand where you're coming from. Like, say you're trying to have a debate, Bashir, and you're trying to get a certain premise to go off of. I'm trying to do research in order to properly combat what this person believes. And every time he coming at me, it's like African spirituality. It's like these vague type of things that like I can't pinpoint nothing with what you're telling me. So it's it's almost like he feels as though he's being set up. So that would make him say, you know what, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm getting from Cesaria.
Yeah. So I mean, brother, you're just gonna have to just go back to the table. I think it's that simple. I think, you know, once you go back to the table, be like, oh, I cleared it up, and they no longer want to do it, then you can say, okay, we made the necessary amendments, and they're not trying to uphold that. You know, now they are, you know, frauding. So, you know,
you boys can be my envoy, innit? That's what I know, innit? If you guys see them, speak to them, you go and get their question, innit? You'll make them feel comfortable. You can find out what they want, what they're looking for. Look, Garfield's joining the panel.
All right. What do you think? What do you think they're doing? You thinking they're running because they think that they can't win the? I mean, what do you think?
Well, let me give you this timeline. This is how I see it on a real level. For those who've been watching Sarnet TV for a while and remember the Kemet on trial debate and all of them days there, for me, there's only certain Hebrews that have withstood the test of time since that period. And that is being Lex, Zion, Lex, ISUPK, and Divine Prospect. And the reason that has been, in my opinion, and everybody can give their opinion, especially Garfield, who's just joined us, big up, I think, one, Zion Lex didn't talk at that event, so that's why he got saved, because remember, you're not seeing no other Hebrew camp really talking since then. They all got dust up. Their elders said stop talking, whatever it was, but you don't see them. So Zion Lex lasted long. One, because he was trying to hold up that African angle to bring himself in, but he didn't talk. So he got saved that day. ISUPK was not part of that debate. So they got saved that day. Other than their little street tete-a-tetes and whatever. And as we know, Divine Prospect, he was part mediating, and I don't think he had time to present that day either. So for me, when I look at it, those three sets of people there are only still apparent more so because they didn't attend or speak in that debate. Because if they had, they would have got wrapped up with the rest.
What debate are you talking about? What debate are you talking about?
On the Kemet on trial debate.
Nah,
tell me what other Hebrew camps you see in speaking.
Brother. There's a lot of other stuff.
Hold on, Solomon. Let me bring Garfield in first. He just joined us. Big up Garfield.
Peace to the panel. Peace to Black Eyes, Solomon. Peace to my brother Bashir in the building, and the other brother. I don't know who the other brother is. Who's that? Morris World TV.
That's all to Huckabee.
Oh, that talker.
Garfield, let's not do this. Garfield, hold up, Garfield. He tried to bring you in civilly. Let's not do this. I already told you. I always feel that somebody's about to challenge a more, so I got to stand ready for war. Brother, can we do this peacefully? Save that for Lord Abba. You my brother.
And for those who don't know, me and Talker is man cool, man. We good buddy. You know what I'm saying? We have fun in DC, man. But shout out to Talker, man. But listen, let me say this, man. Hey, Black Ice, I gotta disagree with you slightly.
Come and talk to me.
There is no debate that can crush a Hebrew. Even though Kemet on trial, the other side won, the Kemet side won.
Right.
You can't destroy. Let me tell you something, and a lot of people might get upset with what I'm saying, but a lot of people were not prepared for Zion Lex position at that debate. Okay. Because Zion Lex position, remember, I'm the person in 2016 that kind of changed Zion Lex, period. When I went on Sonnet and did a presentation and showed up his scholarship, I don't think people were prepared. You can't be prepared for somebody that's putting out misinformation. And if you watch the debates that he had with Jabari, the second one, he changed his whole argument so much that Jabari made a comment, you're debating me, you're not debating Garfield. He was debating me because I'm in the background beating up his scholarship. So at the end of the day, Zion Lex, what he would have presented, although it was incorrect, you have to be prepared to know how to deal with the misinformation. As far as ISUPK debating you, Sarah and Kalam, they will lose that debate if Sarah and Kalam come correct. You see, to beat a Hebrew Israelite, you got to be prepared at their arguments and their best arguments. ISUPK them is kind of easy because of their anti-African rhetoric. They're kind of easy to deal with because we used to that. We see it all over the TV. We see it everywhere. But as far as them now questioning Sarah and Kalam, I kind of see where Solomon is coming from. But if someone says they follow African spirituality, it's vague. Unless they're going to say, I follow Kemetic science. I follow...
That was stated as well.
Okay. I follow West African spirituality, whether it's Yoruba or the Akan or whatever. So I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't debate it. I think it's good. You see, ISUPK only agrees to debates if it helps them. It doesn't help them to debate Garfield because Garfield doesn't have a following. I don't have Kemetic science behind me. I don't have the Earth Center behind me. I don't have the Shrine of Ptah behind me. So debating me, really, it is just going to let them lose members. So it doesn't make sense for them to debate Garfield. This is why they make all type of excuses. I don't want to debate Garfield. I'm not tooting my own horn, but this is why they want to debate. Even when Polite was and him had beef or whatever they had, the other day, Sonnet brought it up like a year ago, and he was like, yo, I think I might debate Polite again. Why would you want to debate Polite? Because Polite has a following. Jabari has a following.
Said that.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. So when people debate, they only debate for us. Listen, brothers and sisters, whether you like or don't dislike Tazara, let's be fair. Remember when they came out and said Dr. Ben was an agent? I see my brother Ishmael Bey in the audience. Shout out to Ishmael Bey. Listen, we were all in an uproar because they said it. But you got to remember, people are leaving these organizations, so they need new vibes to come in to bring and attract members. So when you say Dr. Ben is an agent and you can't prove it, it's just to get you all riled up because Kemet is looked at as an enemy of Hebrew Israelites. So now that's why they want to, if a debate comes, it's going to be good for them because they're going to get over 10,000 to 15,000 views and it's going to be going worldwide. So the ISUPK is going to love this debate. It's a good debate for them. They just want to make sure they don't embarrass themselves. That's all it is. Because they want to get their message out that they want to save people. And that's it. They're looking for new members.
You thought they was going to get embarrassed then? That's why they didn't take
this summer. They're gonna come up with something else. They're gonna say Dr. Ben was gay or John Henry Clark was a fraud. They're gonna come with some shit to aggravate the community so that they could get all the attention and look new membership. People are leaving these organizations. Look at the people in Israel, the black group that's there, right? Now when the kids grow up, they leave the organization. The kids don't even want to be there anymore. As soon as they're 18, they're gone. People are not believing in this stuff anymore. So you need new hype to bring people in. So you guys, you don't know what you're doing for ISUPK. You're helping them out, in my opinion.
Well, listen, I'm with you. Kalam's got 43,000 subscribers. Sarah's got a nice amount, almost 10G. I'm cracking on nicely with my 3.5, almost 4, 5G now. Like, cool. They had their radio audience. We were set to do it simultaneous to their radio show. Yeah, Kalam would have been on. He's got his following. Sarah's got his following. We got our following. You heard me speak on Sarnetta's show. Jabari was supposed to be on. Sarnetta was going to be on the panel. Divine Prospect had agreed. So for me, the audience was set. So based on everything you've said, the only thing I can surmise then is that they got scared and they realized they would get embarrassed from England all the way back to 125th Street. Hence why they didn't want to come on and do this thing. And remember,
so you think that is the source as to why they dropped out, because they were scared?
Well, other than the fact that we've already clarified, which is there was a prequel flyer out, but in the back chat, me and Tazariak had spoken like men about doing it. He didn't come and beg me for nothing. I asked him, would he like to do the debate? Clearly, he agreed straight away. There was no wrangling. I didn't need to put him in a headlock and force him or do anything coercely to get him to do it. I told him what the specific subject matters would be, which was 1, the authenticity of God, and 2, are Abrahamic faiths good for black people? In the initial instant, he said that would be cool. But again, he did state clearly for the record to me, I do want them man to identify what they are with. You heard him say on the recording of the interview where I ring into ISUPK at the beginning. After doing that, I have created the pre-flyer. Understand that, people, pre-flyer. I know all the people then got a copy of that pre-flyer. ISUPK, Callum and Sarah, debate coming soon. No date. Those 2 subject matters put there. After 2 days of that being up on social media and him editing the video of me being on their show, he then said to me, don't forget, I need to know what them man believe in which case I wrote to him straight away, not 2 days later, not a day later, not a week later. Straight away, I wrote, I will add in the proviso, that if not Abrahamic faiths, what are we replacing them with? And I actually wrote to him, this will allow you to go in on what Sarah and Callum believe in or hold. This is your attack point right there. Till this day now.
I mean, you understand what I'm saying though, Black Ice, when I say that he don't know what they believe. You saying that give him the opportunity to attack, but he don't know what they believe.
Bruv, I've gone on 2 shows. I went on Sarnetta's shows, on their show. I said African spiritual systems and Kemetic science. Like, Callum has a channel. Remember, before Black Ice TV was known to any of you guys, people knew about Titans TV.
But how about we solve the problem by having...
Hold on, son, people's been watching...
bro, because it's like...
No. And that's what I'm trying to say.
Why don't you solve the problem by having Sarai come on? You're trying to fight Sarai's battle. Have Sarai come on and just say what he believes. That's all you got to do.
That's the debate. In the debate, go in. I'm organizing the debate, brother. We're midway. We ain't even at the final hurdle. This ain't even
Black Eyes. But Kalam, remember when the Muslims asked Sarah at the speaker's corner, he said, you always coming at everybody, Sarah. What you believe? And if you look, there's a video on Kalam that speaks about exactly what he believes. So that shouldn't be and plus the debate with Bashir, if he deciphers the debate, he could get into that, because Bashir, as much as he wins or loses, whatever he does in debates, I don't know what Bashir does, but whatever he does, he always go at the other person to the point where they have to actually talk about what they believe and all that stuff. So I mean, just listen.
But why we gotta dig through this gold mine and go and dig for? Just tell us what he believes. Like, or him come out and say no, because even when I questioned him down, it was like vague. It was like, well, I'm pantheist. What type of pantheist are you? What you mean? What type of pantheist are you? And then I said, well, you just because he tried to pose the argument to Bashir. Well, you just anything Muslim or something like that. He said. I said, well, you just anything pantheist because you're not telling us what you believe. So it was just like this circle we was running around, and we continue to run around in the same circle because he's not telling us what he believes. I looked at some of his videos.
Let me ask you this, Soul of Mine, right? All right. All right. I don't know what you believe, Soul of Mine, right? I am not in the competition of promoting a system, meaning that if I say my roots go back to Asante, I would never come out in public and say, hey, I believe in Enyami and Asasewa and promote it like I want other people to do it. You see, you're not in that business. I'm not in that business. Sarah Garvey is not in that business. We're in the business of promoting information and revealing truth. That's what we're all in. Me, you, and Sarah Garvey. I'm talking to Solomon. Now, if Bashir, Taharka, my brother Ishmael Bey, they are in, don't take this the wrong way, they're in the business of promoting what they believe, meaning that they are Moors and they publicly display it because that's their belief and that's the system that they are part of. And by the way, Taharka, don't be turning on your camera like you want to come at me either. You better shut the hell up before you start talking. I'm coming for you tonight. But anyway, ISUPK, listen to what I'm saying carefully, family, is in the business of promoting what they believe. Because technically speaking, in a family, nobody would have a debate if nobody knew what anybody else believed. Because it's really not anybody else's business. But they are in the business of promoting a belief. You're different. Me and Solomon, we different than them. Me and Sarah, we different than them. So at the end of the day, we're not, Solomon, you're not going out saying that you're soul of mine and better follow me. You're not teaching that. You're not saying what you're saying is the truth, so follow what I say. You're not in that business.
Right.
So if somebody comes to us now and say, oh, what you believe, we're not promoting a belief. We are not promoting a belief. We're not selling anything. We're not selling religion. We're not selling for you to come and follow me. We're just teaching truth. So now, if you're saying that Sarah Garvey has to come to them and say, hey, I believe that homosexuality is wrong, I believe this, and lay out all the 42 stuff of Mayat, and lay out all of this stuff, for what? He just said, hey, I follow African spirituality. You see, the stuff don't make sense.
That's why he said he was cool, because it's like, why would I go into a debate with somebody if I have this stance? Because if I was to engage in a debate, I would tell. Hold on,
don't have me on the show. Come on, stop that,
Yo.
bro. That's a
my
answer
man
right there. That's a tap dance answer right there, Solomon.
No, you gotta let me finish though. If I'm going into a debate and is against ISUPK, I would tell them my foundation is in the Nation of Islam. I would tell them that. So it's just like, you believe something. He said he was a pantheist. So okay, well, we're gonna break down what the pantheists believe. He said that what he believed. He said he was a pantheist. So
okay, so wait, you've just answered.
Black eyes. Solomon, let me ask you a question, Solomon. From what you know,
really funny.
from what you know, Solomon, what is the debate between ISUPK and those two brothers? What was it going to be about?
Well, he said that the title initially was because he changed the title.
Talk about the flyer that's out, Solomon. What did the flyer say that you've been seeing on Facebook? Because I posted it to everybody here on this panel. Has that flyer? Tazariak had that flyer before any of you guys. Can we understand
what does the flyer say? What does it say? Because I didn't see the flyer.
the flyer said the authenticity of God and our Abrahamic faiths good for black people. That was the initial flyer. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
But
2 days went by.
So you're saying, you're giving me your word tonight that Tazariak agreed. He gave you a verbal agreement that
Garfield, before we started the show, I played a video, and again, I'm gonna send it to your messenger, yeah?
Okay, brother.
Edited the clip of me calling into ISUPK's show, which Bashir was on at the time already. So Bashir is my witness, but it's recorded, yeah, and it's got me on the phone with Kartazar and Tazaria talking about the debate, telling them what the subject matter is. Them guys challenging and saying, look, we need to know what them guys feel, because we don't just want to be on trial by ourselves. It's all there, bro. I played it at the beginning, but I'm going to send it to you. And again, I urge anyone out there, I'm going to share it on my Facebook as well, yeah?
No, that's what it said. That's what it said. But Isaac, not Ishmael, made a good point. He said, then why have a debate? Like, if you don't believe nothing, he said, so we should debate a book we already believe in, since you believe nothing. Like, that's why they fell back. Like, if you how can you sit up there and go into a debate with somebody that has a belief system but don't present an alternative? Like, why would you care if they have a belief system if you don't believe in nothing? It don't make no sense to me. You have to combat it with something. If you believe that they're wrong, like, for example, if you believe that they're wrong, you gotta have a right. There's no way I'm debating somebody. Like, it don't make no sense to me. I gotta have a right if I think that they're wrong. What is his right?
How can you say, remember, out of your own mouth and from the same Bashir debate, at the end, you managed to get that word pantheism out of Sarah, did you not?
Now repeat that, what you say?
Didn't you get Sarah to talk about pantheism? Being a
it was very vague. I was like, what type of pantheism? No, that's what I'm answering your question, bro.
You just identified something. So again, straight away there was something to go on. Tazariak's in the panel at the time. Besides that, I've gone on 2 shows and said African spiritual systems and Kemetic science. Like, I don't know what else I can say. And I'm the organizer.
Like, why are you trying to fight this? Yo, Sarah,
that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, you trying to fight this, bro.
Can I say,
tell us what you believe? That's what all this will be answered.
But
this is what I believe is good for humanity.
Hold on. Black eyes. Let me ask you this.
Go true.
The topics that you picked, though, very interesting topics. If I was ISUPK, I probably wouldn't have taken that debate either. I'm gonna tell you why.
You know,
I'm gonna tell you why. Because again, I see why Solomon is here. You got to be careful with Solomon, by the way, because Solomon is like a politician. You got to be very careful with him, brother. All right. So let's not pay Solomon no too mind. Notice how he's fighting. He's fighting for his peoples. Right now, check this out.
Yeah.
if they take that debate, it's only gonna be one-sided. How they gonna question Sarah?
That's exactly what I'm saying, though. You agreeing with me?
You understand? That's why I say I see where you're coming from. But Solomon, if they agree, though, if they agreed on principle to do it with those topics, why are we even talking about this?
Right.
Oh, so they agreed to that. You saying
that's the point that I'm trying to say. We go back and forth.
Radio show. You didn't hear the Bashir, please come in. Bashir, come in, because again,
Bashir.
No. Listen, bro. Listen.
We need a winning streak. So come on in, man. Come beat somebody up tonight. Come on, man. Come on, Bashir. Come on, man.
All right, listen. Cesaria, I mean, man, y'all making me having to big up the UPK, and I don't want to, man. Listen,
remember on that show,
no, listen, bro,
Bashir, for taking the debate and having heart to do it. And remember, them man was trying to run you on the show, talking about you ain't got heart, and I was the guy to say you got heart.
Listen, guys. Bashir and Taharka and Ishmael Bey, they have a job. They promote what they believe. So they'll do any debate. Let's just get that straight. Some people might not want to take a certain
rattling
debate.
them cases, you know,
They have to promote what
You're
they
rattling them
believe.
cases.
That's what they do for a living. There's no argument there. So Bashir will take any debate. I'm not disrespecting him by saying that. I'm just saying we got to stop looking at these guys like they. Let me tell you something. The difference between
that's not always a good thing, though, bro.
Hold on. You know the difference between
but that's not. Oh, let her finish, and I'm gonna talk. I want to jump in.
The difference between ISUPK and everybody. You notice ISUPK wasn't in Kevin on trial. Why did they not do Kevin on trial? They made a political decision not to be a part of those guys because guess what? They knew if Anchor them came with scholarship and they lost, they're going to lose not because of them. They're going to lose because of the people who's on their team.
Right.
So, yeah, Iron Press, I actually agree with you. No, I don't think ISUPK is scared of anything, but they have to be tactical. You have to be.
Yeah, but listen. One.
So what we saying then? They were drunk in the studio.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. I'm gonna break it down. Hold up. Listen. First thing, just to clear the record, I don't think any of Taharka Bey, myself. I mean, I'm gonna speak on myself or Ish would take just any debate. I don't think that would be the case. As far as me personally, I will take the ones that I think, the message that I have to give to the people is going to edify them. Of course, I'm gonna take
it. You're selling religion. There you go.
Now, hold on. Wait, hold on, Garfield. Dang, hold on. Now, as far as the conversation with ISUPK and you, Black Ice, about the debate,
yeah,
he agreed. He partly agreed. He partly agreed. That's just real talk. He did come off and be like, "Yo, we would do it, but these are, the parameters that we're going to go by." I mean, he clearly said that. You know what I'm saying? So
that title straightened out. That's what he was on.
Yeah. So just keeping it.
No, you go on Bashir first. Wait, Solomon. Let him finish saying what he was saying. I didn't hear what he was saying.
So just keeping it real, man. That was like the situation. He said initially, okay, y'all want a challenge? No problem. We'll take the challenge, but we want them to put something on the table. Like that was the same conversation. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's as simple as just doing that. Even though.
Bashir, do you remember in that same conversation me saying at the end of the debate, at the end of the discussion or the interview, me saying, right, I'm going to put this out in the morning and I'm going to let the public know that this is on the cards to happen. Do you remember that bit? Because I can play it again.
Yeah, that's true. No, that's true. That is true. Okay. I'm not saying you did nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you did nothing wrong. Hold on.
Remember, we're here because of misinformation talk. So we got to be clear. And again, just to answer quickly, Bashir, just before I cut you, just one.
You put a title on the promo, man. That's what he meant.
Hold up. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. We're still presenting the evidence because you guys are telling me about what you think their gripe was on the question. But just before I deal with that, Solomon, to answer Iron Press segment when she's talking about orders, when I asked Tazariak to come on to the Bashir and Sarah debate, he actually said to me, I have to check with my school in order to do that. Yeah. So he showed that, again, just like Iron Press is saying in the chat, yeah, there's orders to follow. They got a hierarchy. So I respect that. But again, that was not an issue when I proposed the debate between Sarah and Callum. I said it to him in the chat, in the messenger chat. Straight away, there was no, I got to go back and check. He said, yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, I suggested the 2-on-2 with him and Katazar against them two. There was no confirmation talk. There was no, I got to get back to you. In the initial, he was fine. So I'm just letting the public know that. Go true, Bashir. Sorry to cut you, brother.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that essentially, that's, I think we beat a dead horse with this one, bro. You just gotta go back.
I'm done with it.
And you know,
I think it's a lack of. I think it's a misunderstanding in the communication. That's why I think it is.
Yeah, let me say something real quick. As far as they know it, you see, because they want to see what the option is if they give up what they believe in. That's the only thing they want to debate. That's the only thing they want to debate. What's going to be the laws? That's all they want to debate. So if you come with a set of laws and tell them what you believe, the argument's over. No big deal. And Sarah is not hiding anything. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, they could rectify that. But I think you making this video now kind of might tell them, like, you know, it's not gonna happen.
Well, listen, I'm making this video in response to the Facebook post that they put up saying Black Eyes TV has no integrity. That's why we're here right now. That's the only reason why I'm analyzing. Remember, I don't have a stake in this year. I'm the moderator, so I don't have a problem. But when you start putting up Facebook posts, that Black Eyes TV has no integrity and I'm misleading the people, we got to speak about that shit. We got to speak on that.
I didn't know about that. My bad.
You understand? Like, as look, right at the beginning of this conversation, Solomon made a good point where he said, look, when a debate's going on, there's loads of different battles and war of attritions going on, on different levels. I get that. But I'm not in the fight. Yeah. When them guys was going back and forth on Facebook, I wasn't involved. I'm just trying to phone to Zariak and say, bruv, talk to me and let's get this sorted. I haven't received a phone call, but I got loads of texts saying after the fact, you guys are misleading. I don't like your tactics. You know what? Furthermore, we're stepping back. We're not involved in the debate. So don't get it twisted, people. I didn't call this off. The door's still open. Sarah and Callum are still ready. We could do this. We can amend questions, which we was going to do anyway, because we wasn't at the final flyer. But because people wanted to use my name with things like no integrity, that's why we got to come here. That's why we're analyzing the evidence of the cowardice of ISUPK. Yeah.
So hold on. Why are they saying that you don't have integrity? Why did they say that?
I'm still waiting for the answer, brother. That's why I'm trying to look at what's going on. That's why before anyone spoke on this show, I tried to play that interview.
That's why I was saying to him, like, whether right or wrong, I don't think that they should have went that far as the integrity, but they feel as though that he actually.
Thank you, Solomon, for saying that. Cheers.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what side Solomon is on. So hey, you know that's good.
He asked you countless of times to put a title in there. To be specific, because I maybe you're not understanding me. He wanted pantheism in that title. He wanted something about pantheism in that title. And the way you was wording it, it can give off the assumption that you're still trying to create an atmosphere, as what Garfield was saying, of me constantly having to defend my faith and you not defending yours. So that is why he felt that way.
And I get that. And I addressed it so calmly and eloquently on their show. And I urge the public again to go and listen to that radio stream and make your own decision. Again, we can rant and rave and talk amongst ourselves, but please go and look at the evidence in hand in it and take it in for yourself. And again, if you speak to these people on social media, reach out to them. Tell them, Black Eyes TV, the doors are still open. We can still do this debate. As I said, Divine Prospect had agreed to be on. My brother Tahaka, I know Garfield wanted to be involved. Solomon was going to be there. Bashir was going to be there, yeah? Brother Jabari was going to be there. Sarnetta agreed to be there, as I talked about it on his show. Like, it was all laid out. Yeah, I even asked Tazaria, hear this one. I didn't even tell you this doozy. Before he's even had a problem with the flyer, I've even asked him on Messenger in private, who would you like to have on the panel? And my man said, I'll get back to you. Yeah, I'll get back to you. But he never said, listen, I'm not talking to you because that flyer is taking a piss. No, he said, I'll get back to you. 2-3 days went by.
I told you, brother, they calculate and decide who they're going to. Let me tell you something.
That's kind of what Segment was saying, though. He probably took it to the, you know, because Cesaria is not ISUPK. So he took it to leadership of the council, and then they built on it. And then, you know, I think it was more so that.
Yeah, but he told me when there was a problem. See, this is what I'm trying to say. That gets nullified straight away again, because when the Bashir and Sarah debate was going on, and I asked him to be on the panel before anyone else, and I said, yeah, like, can you be on? He told me in no uncertain terms, boy, I don't know, you know, brother, I got to check with my school. So there shouldn't be a problem. If that was the case, if it was a hierarchy thing, or as you said, they went back and built and said, boy, you know what, General Johanna said, nah, it's not for us. I'm with that. There's not, you wouldn't see me making this video. I'm not into no passa like that. Yeah, I understand hierarchy. You understand? I understand that. But that's not what was said. That's not what was implemented in any conversation at any time. And I was trying to phone him. And I urge people, please, I'm going to post this video. I want to play it again, but for some reason the sound was glitching and I don't have time. It's a 10-minute video.
Can I do something real quick, brother? Where's Taharka Bay, man? Come on, man. We need to
get Taharka Bay out, man.
Where's Taharka Bay out? Come on, man. You scared of me. Come on, man. You scared, man. Come on, man. I thought they said Baltimore dudes was hard. Come on, man. Come on, Taharka. Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's start rocking.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? Hold up, real quick, Garfield, because here's the thing. Like I hear you want to pull out Taharka, but here's the thing, though.
Yes, sir.
Which is, see, and there's a science to how I strategically decide what I want to talk about, even though it may go over guys like your head. So just for an example, when I took the debate with Sarah, I seen that this guy had absolutely no clue on what he wanted to talk about. And because he went to Speaker's Corner and was talking to those Muslims, I knew exactly what he was going to do. I knew he was going to go to a couple of Bakari and throw that out there and just let it stick. But he's not well learned in anything. And in reality, that's not even a shot. That's just a fact. He haven't proven that he's learned on anything. But other than, you know, challenging, you know, so-called Sahih ahadith. He don't even know the difference between a hadith and an ahadith. You know what I'm saying? He don't even know what a minhaj is. So he's not even qualified. So I took that debate because I knew that two things was going to happen. One, I discovered and brought out first, before anybody brought out, as far as this debate thing, that he was a pantheist, because I went and searched what he was. And I brought that out in my first 5 minutes. That's exactly what he was. And I knew he wasn't going to stand on that square because he never did, according to his videos.
No, but
so I knew that.
Add this Bashir, because we was doing research together on him. How hard it was to try to find out what he believed. We had to do a lot of digging to find out what he believed. So it's just like, yo, I know what Cesaria is talking about.
Right. So exactly. So, you know, so when I took it, I found what he believed. So I said, okay, I'm going to take that and I'm going to put him out there and make him stand on his square, and he's not going to do it. So by him not doing it, if you're listening to what I said, I'm going to be the one teaching, but he's going to be the one just talking. So by me pulling out what he said that he believed in the cut, in the archives, very, very deep, you know, you had to bury that out. When I exposed that, and then Solar came towards the end of the debate and even questioned it further, you know, we further seen that this guy has no square. So it showed that he don't have a leg to stand on anyway. And in retrospect, he had to succeed to what I was bringing to the table and what I was bringing as far as the paradigm of supreme guidance, supreme being in African cultures all the way to contemporary times.
All right.
And then when it came...
Bashir.
Hold on, real quick, Garfield. I'm coming to you. Hold up, Garfield, because I'm coming to you. So it's the same instance when you trying to pull out Taharka, but you actually have nothing to give to people. So in this case, I wouldn't have the discussion with you because you openly are like, I'm going to hide in a particular way where I'm not going to give the people anything as in something for them to have and them to grasp on. Now, how my mind calculates that is that by you not saying what you're going to give the people, I know by default what you are giving the people, and that's a white supremacist European philosophy attitude, because you're going to come with a bunch of philosophy. So we know that that's what the European nations are masters of, and that's what they had brought out with their age of reasoning, with their systematic attacks on so-called religious belief. That's what Europeans did. And that's another thing that I brought out on the debate that we had with Sarah Garvey. That's another thing I brought out, that the lack of displaying something for the people is actually Eurocentric in its very nature, and it's of the damn great Satan and the devil, man. So that's why you don't stand on the leg to pull out the Harker, bro. You can't pull out the Harker.
Can I respond to that?
Go ahead, bro.
First and foremost, I don't give people hope or put them in a wait-and-see program. Because your ass, Taharka, Ishmael Bey, all y'all Muslims are waiting for some God, Allah, or Jesus to come back.
Once again, hold on.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
Listen, I will start muting people.
Hold on, Taharka, come on. Let me finish, brother.
Calm down. Everyone wants to hear what people are saying.
Let me finish. What I'm offering people is to think. That's the first thing I'm offering people. Free your mind off from whatever the white man gave you. Because Islam, any more out there, you know the God you used to worship was Gerzil before they brought you Allah. You know, even if you claim you Moabite, it was Shamash. You ain't know nothing but no goddamn Allah. So that's for the Moors, right? Then you move to Gerzil. Then you move to Allah when the Berbers was taken over by the people who came with the Arabic nonsense. All right. So let's just first deal with that. The second thing is the white man. Whatever you have, the white man gave you. Bashir, you the worst out of all of them, because that white man that you said know about Jesus and his years, I was waiting for you to debate that nonsense. Because boy, oh boy, I was going to limb up your blood clot that night. Don't come to me with that foolishness. Now, let me say this. What I have to give the people is the root of where they come from. I tell everybody, take your DNA test, get a cultural test, and trace your roots back to where you come from. That's all you need to do. I know where in Africa I come from. I know the culture. I eat ackee. I eat breadfruit. I know it from West Africa. I speak an African language, which Coromantee is, which is a part of the Jamaican Patois, which is a part of Twi, which is an African language. So I'm connected to my culture. I don't need no DNA, although I took 5 of them, and they told me I'm 80% Sub-Saharan African. They told me all of that. Now I know my culture that I used to eat. I know the boat that came over and brought my family. I know where I came from. And that's what I give.
All right, Garfield. Let me tell you. Hold up. That's never dialogue, Garfield. Hold on.
Bashir, let me finish, brother. Let me finish.
Look, I'm trying to filibuster. Hold on. You said a lot. You said a lot. Just wait a minute. Give me a minute.
Long-winded, bro.
Bashir, we can go back and forth. We can go back and forth, Garfield. I want to have a back and forth with you real quick. Nah. Because you don't know Screwface. You don't know no Screwface, boy. Selassie Rastafari.
Let me finish.
Selassie Rastafari nation.
Let me finish.
You don't know Screwface, boy. Don't tell me about no African.
Hey, I got
Don't tell me about no African. You stick the white man.
I don't want to pronounce words properly. Listen, let me finish. Let me say this, family. Taharka, I'm gonna let you talk. What I'm saying is, Bashir, what I'm giving people is the opportunity to do what I did. I trace my roots back to the Asante tribe. I actually did that. I know the boat that took the person who slept with my great grandfather.
What is your point, man?
Exactly. This is why I'm going to jump in, because first of all, he said he traced back to the Ashanti. Who is Odamakoma? Who is Odamakoma? Who is Ama? These are Ashanti supreme beings. You can go look that up right now. The Ashanti people, the Ashanti people.
Nobody else. Can you hear me?
I think somebody got muted out.
Okay. Here we go. So
hold
first
of
all,
who muted out?
I guess he regulating the conversation.
I'm trying to make you people calm down so we can hear Taharka Bey speak.
Okay, so check this out. First of all, the brother from the Dagger Squad, Garfield, the kitty cat. Let's talk about the kitty cat real quick. First of all, Garfield don't know nothing about Moorish science to debate the topic. I keep telling people. That's the wrong thing to brought up. Also, let me ask Bashir something. Bashir, before I answer, just one question, because he might want to debate me, and I'm gonna mop the floor with him. But let me ask Bashir one question, because he's more fluent in Arabic than I am. Brother Bashir, just real simple and plain, what does the term Allah means in Arabic?
Allah is the rightful name of the Creator.
No,
that's one of the specific names of the Creator. Now,
what I'm asking by definition,
so I'm gonna go ahead and let you talk, because I know where you're going. You're going to Allah, right?
That's where you're going. That's all I'm asking, brother.
That's where you're going. Allah.
Yeah, what's by definition? You speak Arabic a little bit.
Yes, sir.
By definition,
by definition, it's the name referred to the supreme creator of the heavens and the universe.
That's your definition. Well, we in the Moorish Science Temple of America, we go with that, but we don't interpret it like that. We interpret Allah. It's in the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America. We say that when you look into the eyes of man, you see the image of Allah. We don't have no separation from us and Allah. So you may be going to the construct or the ideology that Allah is some far off. No, we say Allah. When we read the Quran in the Moorish Science Temple of America and the Holy Quran of Mecca, and it say that Allah is closer to you than your jugular vein, we saying that what's closer than your jugular vein than in you. So we are who we say we are. So you got to be careful when you're coming at Moors with the theology that you read from a book, because we go to the scientific, the most deepest understanding of the etymology of something. So you got to be real careful about that. We're not talking about no law.
Can I ask you a question, Tarka?
Yes, sir.
Do God need teachings?
Do God? No, he don't. No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
So hold on, Black Ice.
Hold on, Bashir. One second. Tahaka, you see what you were saying just then, yeah? On the night of the Sarah Bashir debate, yeah, you told everyone that you agreed with that Sarah won the debate, yeah?
Absolutely.
Explain why, based on what you just explained there about how you see Allah, why you think Sarah won the debate against Bashir. Not in the second point, in the authenticity of God point. Just to be clear.
No shot at Bashir. But the same way that I just asked Bashir, what does Allah mean by definition? Bashir circumvented the question. You know what I'm saying? He circumvented the question. So, you know what I mean? But he ultimately got to it. Sarah was just slinging, and he was hitting the points. He was hitting it home. When we see Allah, we see ourselves. When I look in your eyes, I see Allah. You see, as simple as that. You know what I mean? And you cannot separate all life from the supreme being or the supreme energy or the supreme force. You can't separate that. That's how we see it. And so if Sarah says he believes in a supreme energy, I'm saying, so we characterize that as a law. You know what I'm saying? We take it up a notch from what the people may believe customarily during the time of ancient. You know what I mean? People customarily say, I'm going to pray to Allah. Okay, we say we go within ourselves and develop the Allah within ourselves and then bring it out, and all is well.
All right, cool. So Black Ice, look, before we go into that, because that's another thing. But first, I want to address what Taharka said, but first I got to go back to Garfield, because he done let Taharka done let Garfield slip out into the cut, and I want to bring his ass back real quick. Now, so, and then I'm going to go to Taharka real quick and bust that all up. Now, Garfield just came and said, well, you believe in this guy, that guy. Okay, even though that's a damn lie. He's not going to be able to even show you that those were the so-called deities of all those peoples in that land that we were talking about. So that's
black man.
Hold on, that's child's play. Secondly, when I mentioned he said he went back to the Ashanti. So I said, well, who the hell is Odamakoma? Who is Amma? He didn't answer that. You know why he didn't answer that? Because that's the supreme deities of the Ashanti people. Point blank, period. Before he was even thought of on the damn planet, those tribal people.
Why do y'all let this guy talk?
Hold on. Those, because I'm educating you, fool. Your white supremacist fool self. Hold on.
You're gonna get.
So I'm gonna ask you this. I'm gonna ask you this. Well, hold on. When he was going to hell in and kept filibustering, it was no problem. I'm asking him this question. I don't want a whole damn soliloquy. Just answer it. Who is Odamakoma and who is Amma from the Ashanti tribe?
All right. First and foremost, Asante.
Why he not going to answer it?
Hold on. Are you going to let me answer? Or are you going to be an asshole?
You're not going to answer it. You're not answering it.
First and foremost, Enyami, I don't know if because
the latter
teeth issue that he has, he can't pronounce his words properly. But Enyami, which is written Nyame, is the main god. Asantewa is the female because there's a female deity along with the male deity. That is what the Asante believe. Maybe you mispronounced the word Enyami wrong, and I didn't hear you correct.
All right, okay. So hold on.
Let me
hold
finish.
on real quick. I promise you 20 seconds. I promise you 20 seconds, yo. All right, go ahead. I got you. Go ahead.
Now, when I said earlier about Gerzil, you don't know about Gerzil. Because if you knew Berber history, you would know where the Moorish people come from and how they developed into Allah and how they changed religion. So now, if you don't know, you don't know. Don't say that Garfield made it up. Go Google it. It's called Gerzil. That's what the Berbers worship because they took that god to war when they were fighting even the Byzantines. You just got a lesson, a free one. Stop it.
All right, cool. I'm glad you gave me that free false information. First of all, Enyame, hold up.
Wait. Let him talk, yo.
I'm done.
Yo, go ahead, man.
Go ahead, Bass.
No, Bashir, you go.
Enyame, hold up. Enyame, real quick. He tried to take out Amma and then be like, no, it's Enyame. He's a damn fool on the Ashanti culture and don't know anything. And I don't respect him or believe he's from the Ashanti because Enyame, I didn't mispronounce it. That is one of the names of the supreme deity. They have like 6 damn names. This is facts. Odamakoma being 1, Nyame being 2, Amma being 3. The supreme deity in that equation there, the supreme deity existed before other deities came into existence. It was Amma, Nyame. They called that one supreme being by that same name, and then he spewed out other deities and entities. So it started with the supreme being Amma, Odamakoma, or Enyame, fool.
All right. You know what I like to do? I don't like to argue. I know what
you like to do. You don't like to do real research. That's what the hell you like to do.
I don't like to do what
you like to do. You like to talk. That's that white shit I'm talking about.
Hold on, my brother. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, beloved. Because you see, I don't like to argue with people if they don't know what they're talking about. All right. And we could do what I'm going to do right now is bring up the Akan and show the Abosom and all the information from the book itself. So let's go to scholarship because I got the book right here on my computer. All right. So let me just show you who the divinities are of the Akan. Since you don't want to take my word and my word is not good enough for you. All right.
Right.
All right. Now let me just share my screen and show this real quickly.
Yeah, you pulled out the PowerPoint presentation.
Oh boy, I can't. I really can't.
Brother Richie.
All right, so why you pull out the PowerPoint? I'm gonna do 20 seconds. 20 seconds. 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Garfield. Hold up. Enyame.
Family.
Enyame.
Why are you talking?
Hold on.
I'm going to share my screen.
Your presentation.
Can I share my screen?
Bashir.
Go. We see you now. We see it.
Garfield.
We see it.
Bashir. Stop talking, please. Yeah.
It's right on my screen, brother.
Calm down.
It's on my screen.
Down. I've got it locked on your screen, but we can't see the screen share what you're doing. Big up to Ishmael Bey, who's just joined the panel, yeah? Big up to Ishmael Bey. First time on the platform, Black Eyes TV, yeah? Ishmael Bey, big up. We're going to hear from you shortly, brother. Hold fast. We're in the middle of pulling up them sources and busting some asses, yeah? Garfield, we can't see your screen right now. All we can see is your logo.
You can't see my screen? Why is that?
You gotta put it on. You gotta put it on the the screen.
Screen share.
Hold on.
No screen
So
share.
why he get that? Why he get that, Black Ice? I just want to say this real quick. Why he get that? As soon as he put it up, I'll be quiet.
Yeah, you see it?
Yeah, we see it now.
Yeah,
all right, stop, Bashir.
All right, go ahead.
Enyame or Anyame is the name of God, the supreme being in the Akan conceptual system. Do I need to say any more? And this is from the book Molasse Kefe Asante, Encyclopedia of African Religions. I don't need to say any more.
Okay, so don't say no more.
We don't say no more.
So don't say no more.
Nobody needs to listen to you because you don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so don't say no more. Now everybody got a computer. Hold on, everybody got a computer.
Hold up, let me finish. And then on top of it, you're talking about how the Rastas, what the Rastas have to do with the Asante gods.
Hold on a second. Garfield, go back to that. Go back.
Haile Selassie. Come on, man. Stop the foolishness, yo.
Garfield, can you go back to that, what you was just reading? Garfield.
Yeah, and y'all may rat his ass off. Now, till we get Garfield back, I want everybody to look at this. He was correct by using the name Enyame. There's no problem. I was also correct in using the name Odaman Koma.
Because that's what it said. So, that's what it said if you kept on reading.
If he kept reading, right? Exactly.
That's why he just
that's why his ass going. That's why he going. Because they be faking, man. So
right.
you
can put in your Google. Though, Bass, before you say that, then you got motherfuckers in the chat, right? Saying what Bashir talking about. No, he knows what the fuck he talking about because it said it on exactly what Bashir was saying. If you kept on reading, that's what it was saying. Their Supreme God is also referred to as what's it, Odom Wyoming, and he was giving you the other names.
Yes, thank you. And so if y'all can look it up, the Akan people and their God. So you can spell the name. You can spell the name Nyame. That's one name that they call the supreme deity. Onyan Kompor, Onyankopr. That's another name for the Ashanti supreme being, the same being. Or Onyame, Onyame, or Odaman Kama, Odomankoma, as being all the same sky deity that was created first, followed by the earth, rivers, waters, plants, and trees, and then man was called Okain. Man was called Okain, and then the first woman was called Kiyiwa. So he don't know what the hell they talking about. They romanticize Black African spirituality because the white man taught them to go away from the supreme creator and make themselves that supreme being when they ain't nothing but a maggot. Not even a maggot. This nigga is worse than a damn
teach, black man. Teach.
Hold up, Bashir. You're going in.
Exactly. Yeah, like what the brother Gibbs said. I looked it up and Bashir is correct. What the fuck are y'all talking about in the chat then? What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Look, we gotta point this shit out, man. Like y'all siding, y'all very biased. Y'all siding with Garfield A. Reed. It's all right. He's a very intelligent brother, but he could be wrong sometimes.
Solomon, when I said Enyame, hey, Solomon, you're an asshole right now. When I said
I gotta go.
Hold up. When I said Enyame, what did he say?
Bro? Did I call you out your name, bro?
What did he say when I said?
Did I call you out your name? No, we're gonna handle this. We're gonna deal with this real quick before we move forward.
Fuck if I called you out your name.
Well, you was a bitch now.
When I said Enyame, you know who's
a bitch ass nigga. How about that?
You know who's dick to suck. So you want to suck
on
Bashir's dick.
Yeah, you gonna be mad because he got school right now.
You mad? You mad?
People go run in the car and cry, nigga. That's what you did. He was running in the car to cry, nigga.
Shut up,
nigga.
Shut the fuck up, nigga. You's a bitch.
The nigga said Enyame was wrong.
Shut your ass up, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, why a motherfucker right when they wrong, right? Why a motherfucker when they wrong wanna then call motherfucker out their name? See, the number one problem with black men is that we don't know how to talk to each other.
You didn't see what Bashir said.
The number one problem with black men
Why
is
did
that
you
we don't know how to talk to each other. I didn't call.
Why you ain't correct Bashir? Why you ain't correct him? Why didn't you correct him? Correct him. Simple as that. Enyami is the main god. Period. Period.
Yo, where the documentation at, man? Pull that documentation back up, man.
Pull the documentation back up, bro.
Yeah, let's do that.
That's why I said pull the documentation back up,
he went and Googled. You don't know nothing. You talking about Rastafari. What Rastafari got to do with that context?
Oh, we ain't talking about Rastafari right now. We ain't talking about Rastafari right now. We ain't talking about Rastafari. You don't know Screwface.
Nothing.
You don't know Screwface, boy. Rastafari. You don't know, boy.
The nigga
Rasta man takes your ass out of Jamaica and takes you to America.
When he's disrespecting
You're
me.
not Rastafari.
Throwing shots and I'm throwing shots. So what? I ain't take it personal.
Yo, pull the document back up. Stop talking. Pull the document back up.
Enyami.
Pull the document back
Learn
up.
how to pronounce the word. It's Enyami.
Pull the document back up.
The teeth problems.
Yo, man, don't replay that games because I'm gonna show the people how stupid your ass really is.
Man, shut
I'm
your
gonna show
ass
them how
up,
stupid you really are. Fake ass African. Yo, what happened, Black Ice? You put us all on Black Ice?
We disrespecting their God. Now they want to disrespect and talk like, you know, the African ancestors God, they whack. It's not the true God is Allah. You see the problem?
I never said that though, bro. I never said
I'm talking to Bashir. Bashir was throwing shots the whole time. You never said black men don't know how to talk to each other when he spoke.
I was making that statement based off what you said to me.
Yeah, because that's why I went off for you because you're trying to
what you said to me.
All
I said was that Bashir was right on the point that he was making.
When I said Enyami, he said I was incorrect.
I didn't say you was incorrect.
That when I read it, Bashir was correct.
I don't care about that.
So that was the problem, bro.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has other titles. Yes, he has other titles under the name. I'm not going to deny that. I'll be a fool.
That's all he was saying, bro.
God is Enyami. You did not correct Bashir when he was throwing shots at me. You never said black men don't know.
I don't care about that. What the issue was that you calling me out my name. I'm not going to allow you to call me out my name.
Y'all niggas biased, man. You see, that's the problem, Black Eyes. You got these biased niggas on to talk about.
I'm not biased. I'm not even Muslim.
These niggas sucking up Tazariak's dick the whole time we talking.
Okay. Oh, we sucking on Tazariak's dick.
They trying to protect.
I'm an asshole.
Bashir got smashed.
But see, like, you know what I mean? See, this what leads to motherfuckers getting punched in their face. I don't like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this is what leads to motherfuckers getting punched in their face. Because I did not disrespect you.
Why are you even going there?
Because you're not gonna say I'm sucking on somebody's dick and I'm an asshole and me not be offended.
You are though.
No. So when I see you, I'm gonna punch you in your fucking face.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that.
I said it, and I will say it to your fucking face.
Yo, can I get in this right now? Can I get into this? Because it's going left. So I want to. I agree with that. Right. I want to thank Black Ice TV for having me on. I really do appreciate it. And I know for a fact that there's a lot of bright minds that's on here right now on these videos. A lot of people do a lot of teaching. A lot of people do a lot of sharing of information that's very, very important to the people. So hopefully cooler heads will prevail. And this type of cycle is something that we really need to get out of as far as, you know, the disrespect and going blatant like that. That's not even necessary. I want to clarify a position. I think that Brother Taharka did an excellent job of explaining a lot from the Moorish Science Temple point of view. And I'm not sure where Garfield got his misinformation about my concept of Allah, but I've been a 5% since 1982. I'm in my 50s now. So I know for a fact, since I was 12 years old, I know for a fact that God is man. I've never believed anything other than that since I was a child. So anything outside of myself and the concept of Allah, it is a concept of a man. I was a minister in the Nation of Islam for over a decade. Again, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches that God is a man. So I definitely wanted to put that on the record. I want to let y'all know that if there's a topic that's coming up that is open for debate and the Moors are involved, whether the Moors are in the temple or outside the temple, just keep me in mind, and I'm happy to add clarity to the position of Moors, of the ones that I deal with. So I just wanted to make sure I presented that. I want to thank you again, Black Ice TV, for having me on. And I want to salute the brothers for sharing the knowledge and information. Brother Bashir, Brother Garfield, all of you brothers, Brother Suleiman. I learned from all of you brothers, and I want to thank you all for again, the work that you do. Thanks.
Yo, peace, peace. Thank you, brother.
I appreciate it. But this is my point, man. This is my point. This is why I go on a rampage. No, you don't allow a man to disrespect you. I always stood on that. That's how I was raised by my elders. You don't let a man call you out your name. So we as black men have to learn how to talk to each other. We as black men have to learn how to respect each other, even when we're in disagreement. You don't call a brother an asshole and saying he's sucking some other man's dick because you disagree with him. That's what you don't do, because it's going to lead to your ass getting punched in the face. So yeah, I got emotional because I was called out of my name. So
because you were called an asshole, you're threatening to come to New York and punch me in my face? Really? Really, bro? Because somebody called you an asshole? Really? Yo, listen, man. When somebody calls somebody a dick rider, how is that being disrespectful? All it is, it's a street vernacular. All it's saying is
the shit that we need to get out of. That's the shit we need to get out of.
The whole time I came on, you was dick riding to Zarak. It's not disrespectful, bro.
Right. We're gonna see when I come to your face.
Yo,
I want you to make that same statement when I'm in your face.
Listen.
I ain't got no more rap for you, bro. We can move on, bro. We ain't gotta talk about it no more, bro.
Listen, there's nothing to talk about because you're not gonna do anything. I'm not worried about it.
Look, we ain't got nothing more to talk about, bro.
I'm not worried about it.
I see you in New York. Just say it to my face.
You guys are the.
That's the end of the conversation. When I see you in New York, say it to my face.
YouTube thugs talking shit, and when we see each other, yo, we cool, man. Yo, I ain't got time for that. Yo, bro, talk your shit while you live. You know you're not gonna do shit, because if you do something to me in New York, you won't get back to Philly, and I'm saying it on the air. You won't not get back to Philly. So stop the bullshit. You're not from New York.
When I see you in New York, say it to my face. In the conversation,
Saturday. Come to New York Saturday. You see me Saturday at 1:20. Come and
conversation. When I see you in New York, say it to my face.
It's simple as that. Because y'all niggas talk reckless, and then when it's time to get.
Hold up. Can I get on, man? Yo, can I get on the mic?
We ain't trying to hear, bro. All that other shit we ain't trying to hear. It's in the conversation,
I'm about to leave this whole John, man.
When I see you in New York, say it to my face. In the conversation. We can move on, bro.
Yo. What happened, son?